I have never seen so many people as concerned as many of you were about this backup laptop that suffered some rain damage during my last event. What happened was I was doing an outdoor event under a tent and there was a downpour. Some of my gear got wet because it was kind of coming in sideways. One of my speakers got real wet. I unplugged it right away. Somebody was grabbing onto it because there were a lot of people huddled under the tent. I'm like, please don't do that. It's wet. I reached down and I unplugged it. Now, when I unplugged it, it was still powered up and still working. I just noticed it was wet and went into, oh no, I don't want a guy to get zapped mode. Other than that, everything was dry. As I'm loading out, I'm parked maybe 15 feet away from the tent. I'm on the asphalt. I didn't want to pull onto the client's grass and screw it up. So I thought, well, it's okay. I'll just load out this way. Then the rain started happening, heavy. One of the last things that I brought out to the truck was the spare laptop bag. And it's a bag. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, that's not it. It's over here. There we go. It's a soft shell bag. And it got very wet. It's all dry now, but it got wet. The computer itself didn't get like rain on it. There was no standing water on this machine. But the bag was wet, so this was, I guess, damp or something. Like, had some condensation on it, but it wasn't like soaked. I let it set out for a couple days. I initially powered it up and it worked. I thought, oh, we're good. I'm going to shut it down. Now let's try it again. I'll turn it back on. I did, and it shut down almost as soon as Windows booted up. Then I tried to turn it on a couple more times and nothing. I thought, oh, the battery's dead. What's going on? Plugged it in. Still nothing. So I thought the laptop was dead. Did a video about it, talked about it. A couple hours later, after I felt like I could, I tried to power back up, and it powered back up. Howie called. He was very concerned about it. And he said, what's going on with that computer? Oh my gosh, don't try to power it up. You don't do that with wet electronics, which is something that I know I shouldn't have done. I just wanted to. I wanted to see what happened. I wanted to see if it lived as a science experiment. But yeah, I said, well, it's powered up. He said, don't turn it off. Let it run for a couple days. If you've got it on, then what that will do is maybe produce some heat, which will help dry it out. So it's been on for well over 24 hours. It is almost 2 in the morning. I've had it on since, I think, 5 o'clock in the afternoon the day before yesterday. So it's been on for, I don't know, whatever it is, 30 hours or something like that. I plan on leaving it turned on too. So yeah, I should not have tried to power this up until it was dry. But I did. It worked out for me after a few attempts. And I think it's going to be okay. Everything seems to be working. Even the touchpad. I don't know if you can see that or not. But, the touchpad is doing what it's supposed to do. And, I can move the cursor around. So I don't think there's a problem there. Now, the speaker in question, the Evolve 30M, I'm not too concerned with it because the grill got wet and the top got wet. But I'm going to let it sit until this weekend before I even attempt to power it up. It's in a warm, dry place now. It's in the shop. I left it at the shop. It's out, and we will give it a go. I don't know, maybe Saturday or Sunday when I'm out of the shop. See if it works. Well, I'll do that video one take, obviously. Don't want to do multiple takes on it. Let's go plug it in and see if it works. There's like a mic or something so YouTube doesn't flag me for content. We'll test that out. I think a week is probably good. But I think it's okay, because like I said, it didn't hit the Dynacore amp, just the grill and the top, and it didn't go into the connections where that top column goes either. I did an event back in 2007. I know it was 2007 because I was using my first LED lights. They were the Chauvet RGB LED pin spots. I bought them at Guitar Center. They were like $69 a piece or something like that. I bought 4 of them, and that was my first LED light show. And I had them on a T-bar. And I did this event in this park, this terrible loadout. And it was a downpour. And they told me I had to leave. I said, why can I wait for this downpour to be over? They're like, no, you have to go. So I put a tarp over everything, because I had that. and I was pulling the gear out, and I don't know, I must have hit a rock or something, or maybe a wheel failed on my cart. I don't know what happened. My cart tipped over and everything fell off. That light bar that I built with those LED lights on it rolled down a hill and into a puddle. And I was devastated because I thought I just ruined my first LED lights. I let them sit out for a week, and I plugged them in, and they all worked fine. So that's kind of been my rule. Some people have suggested to use a hairdryer. Hey, take a hairdryer and dry it off. Howie told me that that's probably not a good idea, because what you could do is push some of that condensation deeper into the electronics, where they might sit longer. It could cause you more of a problem than anything else. So the responsible thing to do with this computer, even though it wasn't in any kind of standing water, and with that speaker, would be to let it sit for at least a week in a warm, dry place, and then give it a try and see what happens. And once you get it powered up, I think it's a good idea to leave it powered up for a while. Maybe the electronics heat up a little bit. If there's any condensation left in there, it might dry it out. But I know some of you know a lot more about this stuff than I do, or at least it sounds like you do from some of your comments. So I'd like to welcome you to leave those comments below and let us know what you think. I've heard all kinds of things. Put it in a bag of rice, or I think you did it with phones. I suppose that would work, but you know, if something's pretty valuable, you know, like DJ speakers or something like that, you might just want to let them sit. Don't rush it, like I did on the laptop. It worked out for me, but it may not have worked out, and it may not work out next time. Let this stuff sit. That's it. It's my vlog tonight. Take care, everybody, and thank you for your thoughts and prayers for my Asus Republic of Gamers backup laptop. And I really do appreciate you and your views and your subscriptions and your likes and your comments and your suggestions. Please keep them coming. We'll see you next time. Take care, practice, and enjoy.